At Chelsea, designers go the extra mile to push the boundaries and show us innovations that could influence the way we garden in the future. And the designers of the small spaces are no less ambitious. This is the Wildlife Trust's British Rainforest garden designed by Zoe Claymore. Rainforest used to cover 1/5 of the British Isles and now only 1% remains. Zoe has taken inspiration from the Dark Valley and compressed it into this small space, but I can still see all of the details that are really important. That's all the mosses and the lichen that are running through all of the planting, and using plants that are British natives, such as the bluebell and the cow parsley. And although this might look like a landscape, there are definitely details that we can take to inspire us, allowing moss to creep through some of those damper spaces, letting the wildflowers come in. I think in our gardens, we can allow our connection to nature to come through if we let go and let things become a little bit more wild. From the ambition of a slice of British rainforest to an entire Scottish landscape, this is Sea Wilding by Ryan McMahon, highlighting the importance of restoring marine biodiversity. And he's done that by bringing in the seagrass and creating this lovely beach area with shells and rock striation. And you can even imagine yourself being there because he's given us the smell of the salty sea. But then he's pushed on and made sure that the landscape has now come up into this rock-formed area, these great big gorgeous boulders, and surrounded it in much more naturalistic planting within the Scottish landscape. You've got to remember, this is 6 by 8 metres. This is what I really love about these gardens. Small spaces, big ambitions.
Because if you've been waiting to find out who is taking home a piece of that treasured Chelsea gold, here are all the medal headlines from Main Avenue. There have been some really exceptional gardens this year with 4 gold medals on Main Avenue. Now, the first is the Glasshouse Garden by Joe Thompson. It is a hugely ambitious garden with really distinctive rose-filled planting, and it has clearly paid off.
We've won a gold medal, and that is a brilliant reward for all the hard work that the most fantastic team have put in to create this garden.
Another gold medal winner is the Abernade Intelligent Garden, designed by Tom Massey and Jay Ann, showcasing cutting-edge technology to monitor the needs of the trees. And the judges obviously felt this garden ticked all the boxes.
I'm very happy that we've got our second gold. How many times have you been?
This is my 3rd gold.
Yeah. Your 3rd gold. See, he has one more than me.
Nigel Dunnett has earned a reputation for a very distinctive naturalistic style of garden design, and the Hospital Field Arts Garden is no exception, complete with very innovative planted sand dunes.
We've been awarded Silver Gilt, which is a great medal. It means that the judges have picked up on 1 or 2 little things, so I'll have to check the feedback and find out how we could do better next time.
The King's Trust Garden, Seeding Success, designed by Joe Perkins, is another gold winner, and this medal makes it his Chelsea hat-trick. With its distinctive coloured glass panels, this beautifully planted garden has won the judges' seal of approval.
I'm over the moon to have won a gold medal. It's a great reflection on the team, and we're so happy today. It's a great result.
The Hospice UK Garden of Compassion has been awarded a Silver Gilt. Now, this was inspired by the Mediterranean travels of the designer, Tom Hoblin. This is Tom's 10th, and he says, final Chelsea, and he's well known for his attention to detail. And this year, he grew over 1,000 plants from seed for this garden.
Another gold medal winner is Cha no Niwa, Japanese tea garden, designed by Kazuyuki Ishihara. He already has 12 gold medals in other categories, but this is his first appearance on Main Avenue. His garden is inspired by the landscapes of Japan and features Ishihara's signature look, using maples and mosses and an extraordinary attention to detail.
Well, one of the things that I have learned this year is that attention to detail is everything, absolutely everything. And I think one of the features of the gardens that have won gold is that they've all been actually of a very high standard. I know judging tends to be objective, but subjectively, they're very good and would do well in any year.
Yes.
And you know, that's across the board. I have to say, I love what they've done here. During the build, when I was working on our garden, I came and saw this, and it was just concrete blocks, and it was interesting, but has been transformed.
Well,
And this year, for the first time, the pensioners themselves have been involved in designing a show garden, and this is it.
This is the London Square Garden, designed by Dave Green, and it's going to be relocated just metres behind us into the grounds of the hospital. And it's the first time the Chelsea pensioners will actually have a garden of their own.
A garden which won a gold medal, it's
Yes.
worth pointing out.
It did.
The shape is interesting, the circular shape.
Well, this shape is actually based, Monty, on a handshake. So
Right.
this elliptical kind of like coming together, which I think is a nice starting point from a design perspective to kind of, you know, get you into the gist of the garden.
I mean, the planting I love. I mean, woodland, soft planting, very natural and wild. Not necessarily what you would think of as a sort of an urban military garden, is it?
Well, it's got that softness to it, though. I mean, I think that, you know, the Chelsea pensioners, they want to go somewhere with their families and friends where they can relax.
Right.
So that relaxed planting immediately is going to invoke
I
that.
love these arches which replicate or pick up the arches in the stables, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, earlier today, before the gates opened, we had the privilege of starting our day by taking a quiet moment to really enjoy the gardens. It was wonderful, wasn't it?
I always feel that is the real privilege that we have. I mean, obviously, we get access to the gardens and you know, that is all wonderful. But the thing I love most is coming in at dawn, as the sun is rising, and just being here pretty much alone, listening to the birds, seeing the sun rise up, seeing the gardens. That is a treat. Absolute treat.
Well, I agree, and it was fantastic. But you're a lark, naturally, and I'm a night owl.
But first of all, I'm here at the Boodles Rain Dance Garden, designed by Catherine MacDonald. And this is a garden that is celebrating the beauty and wonder of one natural phenomenon that is quite small, quite specific, and yet all of us can relate to, which is the raindrop. Now, to take a simple raindrop and create a show garden based on that is both extremely simple and I think incredibly difficult, and has been successful because this won a gold medal. And they've done it by a number of different ways. Obviously, you've got the circles here, the circle shape that are repeated everywhere in the water and in the steps and in the building we've got there, and the ripples that come out. Ripples cut into the stone, which incidentally, as we've rained, the cells filled with water, the residue of the raindrops. You've got the water itself, which is reflecting it, bubbles coming up. Wherever you go, you've got the rain and the drops. And the other factor is the sound of rain. We all know that feeling of lying in bed and listening to the rain falling. Incredibly evocative, and immediately connects you to nature and the spirit of freedom. And finally, and I think probably the most important thing for a Chelsea garden, the planting, which is very simple. It's all greens and whites, that absolutely gets that feeling you get from warm sun or rain, where the whites leap out. Strong colours disappear in rain, but green and white get stronger, and that is very, very cleverly done.
Well, tonight he's exploring a style that has a long-standing history at the show, but this year has taken on a very modern look.
I would say rock gardens are well and truly back. It's versions right across the showground. Also, they make me feel slightly old because I can remember my dad as a landscaper and me going around different people's gardens and helping him create them. But ultimately, what is a rock garden? Well, actually, it's a take on a mountain. There's 70-odd concrete blocks right across here. Some you can walk on, work your way up through the space. Others work as planters. And they're great for alpines. If you think how they grow, where they grow, they love free draining conditions. They're very small. They'll deal with the heat. They don't want to be soaking wet over the winter. But what are alpine plants? Well, so many we're going to know. So here I've got